In a small village, nestled at the foot of a towering mountain range, there lived a wise old monk named Ahsoka. The villagers revered Ahsoka for his deep wisdom and gentle nature. He had lived in the mountains for many years, meditating and seeking the true nature of life. His eyes, clouded by age, still sparkled with a clarity that no one could understand. Despite his age, Ahsoka was known for his impeccable guidance. People from far and wide came to seek his counsel, and he would share with them the teachings of the Buddha, guiding them toward enlightenment and peace. Yet, Ahsoka had one peculiarity. He never allowed anyone to accompany him on his morning walks up the mountain. No one knew why, but they respected his solitude. Among the villagers was a young man named Kavi, who was particularly curious about Ahsoka's secret. Kavi had always been an inquisitive soul, but despite his youthful energy and ambition, he felt lost. He had tried his hand at many trades, farming, carpentry, and even trading, but nothing seemed to satisfy him. He believed that if he could just accompany Ahsoka on one of his walks, he might uncover the secret to true fulfillment. One day, Kavi approached the monk as he was about to embark on his walk. "Master Ahsoka," Kavi said respectfully, "I have a burning question in my heart. I wish to walk with you today and learn the secret of your wisdom." Ahsoka, sensing the young man's sincerity, paused for a moment. "Kavi, the path I walk is not an easy one. It requires more than just the ability to tread along the ground. Are you prepared for the journey?" Kavi nodded eagerly. "Yes, master. I am ready." With that, Ahsoka gestured for Kavi to follow. They began their ascent up the mountain, the morning mist still clinging to the rocks and trees. The path was steep and treacherous, but Ahsoka moved with grace, while Kavi struggled to keep up. Despite the difficulty, Kavi was determined. After hours of climbing, they reached a narrow ledge overlooking a deep ravine. The view was breathtaking, but the path ahead seemed impossible. Thin trail that wound around the mountain, barely wide enough for one person to walk on. "Master," Kavi hesitated, looking down at the ravine below. "How do you cross this path?" Ahsoka smiled gently and said, "Kavi, close your eyes and hold on to my robe. I will guide you." Kavi was bewildered. How could he possibly cross this treacherous path with his eyes closed? But trusting the monk, he obeyed. With his eyes shut and his hand firmly gripping Ahsoka's robe, he took his first step onto the narrow trail. At first, Kavi's heart raced with fear. Every step felt like it could be his last. But as he continued, he began to notice something strange. Though he couldn't see where he was going, his other senses sharpened. He could hear the rustling of the wind, feel the texture of the rocks under his feet, and sense the energy of the path itself. It was as if he was no longer walking with his body, with his mind. Step by step, Ahsoka led Kavi across the narrow path. When they finally reached the other side, Ahsoka told him to open his eyes. Kavi was astonished to find himself safely across the ledge. "How did I do that?" Kavi asked, still in disbelief. "You see, Kavi," Ahsoka explained, "the path was not as narrow as it seemed. What made it appear dangerous was your lack of vision, not your sight. True vision comes from within. When you stopped relying on your eyes and trusted your inner senses, you found your way." Kavi was silent, absorbing the monk's words. Ahsoka continued, "In life, we often face paths that seem impossible to traverse. We see obstacles, dangers, and challenges that seem insurmountable. But these are just illusions created by our fear and doubt. The Buddha teaches us that true vision is not about what our eyes can see, but about the clarity of our mind. When we clear our mind of distractions, fears, and doubts, we can see the true nature of the path before us." The words struck Kavi deeply. He realized that he had been looking at life all wrong. He had been searching for fulfillment in external things, in trades, skills, and achievements. But true fulfillment came from within, from understanding the nature of life and walking the path, inner vision. As they descended the mountain, Kavi felt a sense of peace he had never experienced before. He no longer felt lost or confused. Instead, felt a deep connection to the world around him, a clear sense of purpose. He understood that the key to a fulfilling life was not in what he did, but in how he saw the world and his place in it. From that day on, Kavi no longer sought external validation or success. He dedicated himself to cultivating his inner vision through meditation and mindfulness. He became a respected figure in the village, known not for his skills or trades, or his wisdom and serenity. People came to him for guidance, just as they did to Ahsoka, and he would share with them the lessons he had learned. Years later, as Ahsoka's time in the village came to an end, he called Kavi to his side. "You have learned the true power of vision," Kavi said. "Now it is your turn to guide others." With that, Ahsoka left the village, leaving behind a legacy of wisdom that would continue through Kavi in the generations to come. Kavi realized that the power of vision was not something that could be taught through words alone. It was a path that each person had to walk on their own, with their eyes closed and their minds open. And so he continued to walk the mountain path every morning, alone, just as Ahsoka had done, trusting in the vision that came from within.